Well, hey, what's up, guys? Ryan Latham here, and today is the second day of the NFL draft. Lots of great people were picked last night. Joe Burrows, CeeDee Lamb, all kinds of great people were picked last night. Congratulations to all of them. But also in some great news for our state, for example, I'm in Oklahoma. We have been officially given some timelines as to the transition strategy out of COVID-19, out of quarantine. So I just thought I'd jump on here in light of the NFL draft and give kind of an NFL sports analogy here. We've heard this. We've heard it say that nothing means less than the score at halftime. And in a lot of ways, I feel like we're at kind of a halftime moment in the church. Now, I know everyone's different depending on where you're at, what state you're at. Some states have just extended their quarantine time. Some have are like not really even gone into quarantine. So I know everyone's in different states, but I feel like we're kind of at about a halftime moment here. Um, Peter Lencioni says this. He says that every leader, every church, every business is going to come out of this time either stronger or weaker, but we won't go back the same. So basically what he's saying is that in this time, we're either going to do what's necessary to come out stronger, or we will do nothing and we're going to actually come out weaker, but we're not going to come out the same. And so, you know, if it's true that this nothing means less than the score at halftime, then right now is a really important time in our church and our leadership as a business. Um, at halftime, teams do a lot of reevaluation. They do a lot of halftime adjustments, and it's the Hall of Fame coaches are notorious for their halftime adjustments. They've seen what the team has brought, the competition has brought. They've seen it. They've kind of tried some tactics during the first half to make some adjustments to it on the fly while they were going through it. But at halftime, they were able to take a break, go into the locker room away from everybody, and make some serious adjustments. Not completely changing who they are, not completely changing their everything, but some real big adjustments based on what they've seen from the competition on how they're going to go back into the third and fourth quarter. So I think that the first quarter was really adapt. If I were to title it, the first quarter was really adapt. It was those first couple of weeks of like, man, this hit Florida, this hit California, and how is it coming? And it's going, and we're shrinking sizes, and we have 250, and we can only have 50 people. And everyone's just kind of on the fly making adjustments. And some churches didn't even have a church service on Sunday because they didn't have the ability to go live stream. Some did reservations, and we're just kind of adapting. Second quarter, really is kind of, some are in the second quarter right now where you're kind of like coming out of Easter. You've kind of flattened what you've done. You've got your weekly strategies. First quarter was just everything's on the fly. You're just making it adapt. The second one was really strengthen. It's really, hey, we're strengthening what we're doing. We've developed these, pastor game nights or eating competitions or, student Bible studies or whatever, kids programming, whatever it is, all these online things. We've developed the weekly schedule and we're strengthening it now. I think that was really the second quarter. This halftime period is really where we've been, for example, like our state and a lot of states are beginning to have these conversations where you begin to know when that adjustment is going to come, when the quarantine is going to end. I really want to encourage in this halftime to go in and make some serious adjustments, because how you led the first quarter and the second quarter is great, but we're really going to win by how we lead in the third and fourth quarter. That's really where we're going to win the game. And so I think the third quarter is really navigation. Again, the first one is adapt. The second quarter was really strengthen. I think the third quarter is going to be navigate. It's going to be navigating back in. Some states, you're going to go into a phase 2 quarantine or phase out period where you can maybe have groups of 100 or 250. And for some church, a lot of churches, that's going to be your entire church. But people are going to be wearing gloves and masks and separated and distancing. And so you're going to have to navigate all of that. Some churches have said that, they're going to open up their lobby and do kind of a live recording and invite people in for that live recording time. Some are just saying, man, we're going to put chairs out 6 feet apart from each other and just kind of let people come and do reservations back. I think we got to look back at that first quarter and say, how do we come into this quarantine time and begin to make some adjustments for phase 3 or quarter 3, which is how we come out back into that new time. And so we got to go. So research, start asking people, how did you come in this time? Reservations. A lot of churches did reservations for groups of 250. A lot of churches just kind of shut down. I think the big thing that we got to know is that in the third quarter, your online church experience has to continue to be very, very strong in the third quarter, right? Because a lot of people, Carey Nieuwhof has said this, just because it's legal for people to meet, it doesn't mean that socially people will want to meet. And so a lot of people, although it's legal for them to come to church, we're going to socially choose to not come. And so we have to stay in this third quarter that we're about to go into, where people can start coming back legally. We're going to have to keep that online presence very, very, very strong. And I'm proposing, if you've watched some of my stuff, I'm proposing even like an online campus, that you got to begin to view YouTube as a campus, TikTok as a campus, Facebook as a campus, and that they need specific campus focus. That's not just something that you just kind of broadcast out there, but that it actually needs specific targeted campus-like focus. I think right now is a great time to take a breath, to kind of again go into the locker room, right, and take a breath, drink some Gatorade, reflect, evaluate, whiteboard what's working, what's not working. And here's the deal: what are we going to take into the third and fourth quarter with us? What are we going to change? What are we going to adapt? How are we going to lead different? How are we going to be different? Because the fourth quarter is really launch. Okay. First quarter, I felt like was adapt. Second quarter was strengthen. We've got about halftime right now. We're making adjustments. We're going to go into a period of navigating, where we're navigating, going back into everything. And the fourth quarter, I think I'm calling it launch, where we're launching into the new normal, the new regular. Look, the old stuff needs to change. It needs to be modified. We need to make some major, we can't just go back to whatever we were doing before COVID. We have to make significant change in order to reach the new normal. And so we got to look ahead and say, okay, what does this fourth quarter look like when we begin to actually launch the new normal, right? Because the third quarter, it could be a couple of months where we're kind of slowly getting back to full sizes, 200, 400, 500 groups. And so, but again, a lot of people are going to be wearing gloves and masks and socially, like, do we hug? Do we shake hands? Do we elbow? Do we do the foot thing? Like, it's going to be awkward and weird during that third period, the third quarter. But the fourth quarter, when we actually launch into our new sustainable programs, online presence, what does it look like long-term? What are we keeping? And so right now, as we're in the halftime, I want to encourage you, take a deep breath, slow down a little bit, drink some Gatorade, prepare, because I believe, this is what I'm saying, I think that the third quarter is going to take a lot of work, just like the first quarter. I think the third quarter is going to take a lot of work, because government agencies are going to be changing things Saturday night. And you got to adjust everything on the fly. Government agencies are going to be changing things off and on based on spikes, and every city is different. Every state is different. And so it's going to be changing a lot during the third quarter. So gear up, get ready for it. But right now, take a breath, go in the locker room, relax a little bit. Okay. And get ready for the third quarter. And in the fourth quarter, Make some adjustments right now. So when the fourth quarter comes, you're not just going back to your pre-game strategy, what you were before the game started. You got to make significant changes so that when we get to the fourth quarter, launching into our new normal, you're ready to be able to serve the new normal, because it's not going to go back to just what it was like before. So I want to encourage you guys, man, do keep it up. You're doing a great job. Take a moment, take a breath, adjust, and get ready, because the third and fourth quarter of this thing is coming. And I want to encourage you guys, we're going to come out of this stronger or weaker, but we're not going to be the same. So I want to encourage you guys right now, start thinking about, make those halftime adjustments right now while you can, so you can come out of this thing even stronger than you came into this thing. But I'm believing for you guys. I'm behind you. However we can help you guys. Love you. Stay strong.